everyone, and welcome back to My English Teacher, the place where English feels warm, real, and easy to use every single day.
Hey guys, I'm Paul, and I'm so happy to be here again. If you're learning English, you're in the right place.
That's right. We help you practice real, everyday English, the kind of English people actually speak at work, at cafes, or just with friends.
Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. It really helps us grow, and we're super grateful.
Today's topic is fun and full of useful phrases. It's all about everyday English, how to talk naturally about your day, your habits, your feelings, and more.
Basically, we're going to help you sound like a native speaker in daily life. So, shall we start with mornings?
Yes, let's begin with something we all do, our morning routine. Paul, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Well, I usually open my eyes and check my phone. Not a great habit, I know.
That's so relatable. Many people do that. But let's teach a few simple ways to describe your morning. For example, I wake up at 7, I get up at 7:10, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, and I make breakfast.
Right, and learners often mix up wake up and get up. Emily, can you explain that?
Of course, wake up means when your eyes open, you're no longer sleeping. Get up means when you leave the bed. So you can wake up at 7, but get up at 7:15 if you stay in bed a little longer.
Oh, that's totally me. I wake up early but get up much later.
Same here. Let's make a mini story to help our listeners remember.
Okay, how about this? Emily wakes up late one morning. She looks at the clock, it's already 8:30. She jumps out of bed, brushes her teeth, takes a quick shower, and makes some toast. Even though she's late, she still enjoys her breakfast with a smile.
Perfect. That's a nice short story, and it includes great vocabulary. Wake up, get up, brush teeth, take a shower, make breakfast.
Everyone listening, try to repeat those with us. I wake up. I get up. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I make breakfast.
Good job. Now think, what time do you usually wake up? Say it out loud. I wake up at...
That's right. Talking about your morning routine is one of the easiest ways to practice English. It's something real. You do it every day.
Exactly. You don't need fancy grammar to start speaking. Just talk about your real life.
So, Emily, what do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually eat oatmeal with fruit and drink tea. It's simple and healthy. What about you?
I usually drink coffee and eat toast. Sometimes eggs, but I'm too lazy to cook in the morning.
That's a classic. Let's move from morning routines to daily habits in general. What people usually or always do.
Great idea. So we can use adverbs of frequency, like always, usually, often, sometimes, never.
Right. Let's give some examples. I always brush my teeth before bed. I usually read before sleeping. I often go for a walk after dinner.
And I sometimes watch TV before bed, or I never drink coffee at night. Easy, right?
Very easy. These words help you sound more natural. But remember, adverbs of frequency usually go before the main verb. For example, I always eat breakfast, not I eat always breakfast.
Oh, yes, that's a common mistake. Another one I hear is I am always eat breakfast. That's wrong too.
Exactly. You say, I always eat breakfast, or I'm always hungry in the morning.
Let's compare habits. I drink coffee every morning. You prefer tea, right?
Yes, I do. Tea calms me down, but coffee makes me too excited.
That's funny because I need coffee to wake up.
Listeners, what about you? Do you drink coffee or tea in the morning? Comment below and tell us your morning drink.
You can say, I usually drink coffee in the morning, or I never drink coffee. It's great practice.
Now, here's a fun tip. When you talk about habits, you're actually training your brain to speak automatically because habits are things you don't need to think about too much, right?
Yes, and the more you talk about what's familiar, the faster your brain connects English to real life.
Exactly. That's the secret of fluency. Repeat simple, real-life sentences every day.
All right, Emily, quick challenge. Let's do a mini quiz for our listeners. I'll say a sentence, and they have to guess if it's always, often, sometimes, or never.
Sounds fun. Go ahead.
Okay. I eat ice cream for breakfast.
I hope that's never.
Correct. Okay, next one. I brush my teeth in the morning.
That should be always.
Yes, please. One more. I read before bed.
Maybe sometimes, depending on how tired you are.
Exactly. This is a fun way to review. You can practice like this with your friends too.
Yes, practice together. That's how English becomes part of your daily rhythm.
Speaking of rhythm, our daily routine and habits really shape how we feel every day.
That's true, which brings us to our next topic, how to talk about feelings in everyday life.
Ooh, feelings. That's something we all need words for.
Exactly, because sometimes you just want to say, I'm happy, but there are many more ways to express your emotions. Let's talk about feelings, something that connects all of us. Paul, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, I'm feeling happy, but a little tired. I stayed up late watching a movie last night.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Many people say, I'm tired every morning. But let's teach our listeners more ways to describe feelings. You can say, I feel excited, I feel bored, I feel nervous, or I feel relaxed.
That's true. And sometimes people ask, how are you feeling today? You can answer with, I'm fine, but it's better to be more real, like, I'm a bit sleepy, or I'm in a good mood.
Yes, being honest makes your English more natural. Let's build a short story around this.
All right, let's say it's Monday morning. I have a big meeting at work, my hands feel cold, and my heart beats fast. I'm nervous because I need to give a short presentation in English.
Ooh, that's a great example. Then, after the meeting, you can say, I felt nervous, but now I feel relieved.
Exactly. That's how real life works. Emotions change, sometimes happy, sometimes stressed, but all are part of being human.
Listeners, try saying this with us. I feel nervous. I feel relaxed. I feel tired. I feel excited.
Good. And remember, you can also use adjectives without feel. For example, I'm nervous or I'm excited. Both are correct.
Right. Small tip. Don't say, I feel boring. That means you make other people bored. Instead, say, I feel bored.
Yes, big difference. I'm boring means you're not interesting. I'm bored means you need something fun to do.
Exactly. So now that we know how to express feelings, let's move to something that always changes our mood food.
Oh, yes, I love this part. Talking about food and drinks always makes me hungry.
Same here. So let's start with a real situation. You're in a cafe and you want to order politely.
Okay, you can say, could I have a cup of coffee, please? Or, I'd like a sandwich.
Yes, and don't forget please and thank you. They make your English sound friendly and polite.
Right. Here's some useful vocabulary. Menu, order, delicious, spicy,
sweet. You can say, this soup is delicious, or I love spicy food.
Perfect examples. Let's practice a short cafe conversation.
All right, you be the waitress and I'll be the customer.
Sure. Good afternoon. Here's the menu. What would you like today?
Hi, I'd like a chicken sandwich and a glass of orange juice, please.
Would you like anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Great. Your order will be ready in a few minutes.
That's it. Simple, polite, and useful anywhere in the world.
Exactly. You can use the same structure in restaurants, coffee shops, or even when ordering online.
And here's a fun one. When food tastes good, don't just say good. Try saying it's delicious or it's tasty.
Or if it's spicy, say, wow, this curry is spicy. But if it's too spicy, say, it's a little too hot for me.
Right. And if it's sweet, you can say this cake is sweet or it's a bit too sweet.
We can also use expressions like, I love this flavor, or this smells amazing.
You see, talking about food is a great way to connect with people. Everyone loves food.
Exactly. And food often leads to friendship. When you invite someone to eat, you create connection.
That's true. Let's show that in a short story.
Okay. It's Friday afternoon. Emily finishes work and feels a bit tired. She calls her friend Paul and says, hey, wanna grab lunch? They meet at a small cafe near the park. The weather is nice, the smell of coffee fills the air, and they laugh while sharing stories.
Ah, that's my favorite kind of afternoon. Simple food, good conversation, and warm sunlight.
That's how real English lives, in moments like these.
Yes. And those are the moments that you can talk about in English easily. I had lunch with my friend. We talked and laughed. The food was delicious.
Listeners, repeat after us. I had lunch with my friend. We talked and laughed. The food was delicious.
Perfect. You're getting better with every sentence.
So, after food, what comes next? Maybe weekends?
Yes, our favorite time of the week. Let's talk about weekend plans and free time.
I love weekends. It's when people relax, travel, or meet friends.
Exactly. We can use simple verbs like relax, travel, visit, stay home, meet friends.
Paul, what do you usually do on weekends?
I often visit my parents or go hiking. How about you?
I usually stay home on Saturday morning, clean the house, then go out for coffee on Sunday.
That sounds peaceful. Some people love staying home, others prefer going out. Both are great.
Yes, staying home gives you rest, and going out gives you energy. Listeners, think about your last weekend. How would you describe it? You can say, I stayed home, or I went to the beach, or I met my friends.
That's right. And you can also ask others, what did you do last weekend? Or how was your weekend?
Those are great conversation starters.
They really are. And after weekends, there's something that changes every day, the weather.
Yes. Everyone talks about weather. It's the easiest way to start a chat.
Exactly. Let's move to that next, talking about the weather and daily mood.
Let's talk about the weather, something everyone loves to mention no matter where they're from.
Yes, weather is perfect for small talk. For example, it's a sunny day, isn't it? Or it looks cloudy today.
Exactly. You can also say, it's windy, it's warm, it's cold, or it's stormy.
I love how talking about weather can lead to other topics. Like, it's hot today. Do you want some ice cream?
That's a smart move, Paul. But weather also affects our mood. For example, rain makes me sleepy or sunny days make me feel happy.
That's true. When it rains, I sometimes feel lazy. But sometimes it's also cozy, staying inside with tea and soft music.
Yes, that's such a nice image. Let's make a short story about it.
Okay. One rainy Sunday morning, Emily wakes up to the sound of raindrops on her window. She feels sleepy but peaceful. She makes a cup of hot tea, sits by the window, and watches the rain. Later, her friend calls and says, "Let's meet for coffee." She goes out with an umbrella, and suddenly, the rainy day becomes warm and fun.
That's beautiful. And it shows how weather can change your feelings. Sometimes the simplest moments become special.
Yes, and you can describe that in English using simple phrases, like, "It was raining, but I felt happy." Or, "The wind was cold, but I smiled."
Those little sentences make your English sound poetic, natural, and human.
Exactly. And after talking about weather and moods, another big topic of daily life is work or school.
Yes, because we spend most of our time there. So, Paul, what's your typical day at work like?
Well, my mornings are usually busy. I start by checking emails, then I join meetings with my team. After lunch, I work on projects or prepare presentations.
That sounds productive. Let's teach our listeners some useful vocabulary for work and school. Busy, meeting, homework, project, colleague.
Right. You can say, "I'm busy today," or "I have a meeting at 10 a.m."
And for students, I have homework tonight, or I'm working on a project with my classmate.
Here's a common mistake. People say, "I'm work," but that's not correct. You should say, "I'm at work."
Exactly. I'm at work means you're in your workplace. I work means your job in general. So you can say, I work in an office, but I'm at work right now.
Nice and clear. Let's imagine a real situation.
All right. It's Monday afternoon. Paul's colleague asks, How's your day? Paul says, Pretty busy. I had 3 meetings and a big project deadline. Then she says, Wow, sounds stressful. Paul replies, Yeah, but I finished everything. Now I feel great.
That's a normal day for many people, and it shows how you can mix daily activities with emotions.
Exactly. You're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning to describe your life in English.
Yes, and here's a mindset tip for everyone. Don't worry about perfect grammar when you talk about work or school. Focus on clarity. Simple English is always better than perfect silence.
That's so true. People understand effort more than perfection.
And the more you talk about your real life, the more confident you become.
Yes, progress happens one small sentence at a time.
All right, Emily, we've talked about work and school. Now let's move to something fun. Life isn't just work, right?
Of course, let's talk about experiences, both good and bad.
Perfect. Because everyone has a story to tell. Something funny, scary, or even embarrassing.
Exactly. And stories make English memorable. So, Paul, do you have a story?
Oh, yes. Once I dropped my phone into a cup of coffee during a meeting. Everyone laughed, and I had to borrow a pen and paper for the rest of the day.
That's a classic example of a funny experience. And here's how learners can talk about their own. Something happened to me yesterday, or I had a funny experience.
Right. Let's teach some vocabulary. Experience, happen, accident, learn.
Yes, you can say, it was an accident, or I learned something new from it.
Let's make a short story for practice.
Okay. One day, Emily lost her phone on the bus. She felt worried and sad, but later that afternoon, someone called her from the same number. A kind man found her phone and returned it. Her bad day ended with a smile.
That's a perfect story, a problem that ends well.
Exactly. When you tell stories in English, you connect emotions with words. That helps you remember faster.
Listeners, try to think of your own small story, maybe something funny or surprising, and tell it in English.
Yes, you can comment it below. Sharing your story helps others learn too.
And after sharing experiences, the most beautiful topic is always people, friends, and family.
Yes, let's move into that. Talking about relationships makes your English feel warm and personal. Family and friends are the heart of everyday conversations. When you talk about them, your English becomes full of love and life.
That's so true. Emily, tell us about your family.
Sure. I have a small family, just my parents and my younger brother. We live in different cities now, but we talk every weekend. How about you?
I have a big family. Parents, 2 sisters, and 1 cousin who's like my best friend. Family dinners are always loud and full of jokes.
That sounds fun. Let's teach some vocabulary. Parents, cousin, uncle, best friend, neighbor.
Yes, you can say, "This is my best friend," or "My uncle is very funny." Simple and real.
Also remember, don't say he's name. The correct way is his name. For example, his name is David.
Oh, yes, that's a very common mistake. So, her name is Lisa, not she's name is Lisa.
Right. And when you introduce someone, you can say, this is my friend Anna, or these are my parents.
Perfect. Let's imagine a short scene.
Okay. Paul is at a cafe with his best friend. I walk in and he says, hey, Emily, this is my best friend Tom. Then Tom smiles and says, nice to meet you. I reply, nice to meet you too.
That's such a natural exchange, simple and friendly.
Exactly. English is not about complicated words. It's about warmth, connection, and confidence.
Yes, and when you talk about family or friends, you share stories that make people feel close to you.
Like when you say, my mom makes the best soup, or my friend helped me move last weekend. Those little moments make conversations beautiful.
I love that. And speaking of people, there's one more topic that brings us all together. Traveling.
Yes, talking about traveling and transportation is something we all do, whether it's your daily trip to work or a big vacation abroad.
Let's start simple. You can ask, how do you go to work? Or how do you get to school?
And you can answer, I take the bus, I go by train, or I drive my car.
Good. Some more vocabulary. Bus, train, car, traffic, ticket, late.
Let's create a small story about that.
Sure. One morning, I took the bus to work, but there was heavy traffic. The bus stopped for 20 minutes. I was late for my meeting, but my boss smiled and said, it's okay. Next time, take an earlier bus.
That's a real-life experience for many people.
Yes, and it's also a great English practice moment. You can say, I was late, there was traffic, or the bus was full.
Exactly. Talking about daily travel helps you use English naturally.
And when you travel to new places, you meet people from different cultures. That's when your English becomes your bridge to the world.
Beautifully said. Let's say a traveler is lost in a new city. They can ask, excuse me, how can I get to the train station? Or could you tell me where the bus stop is?
Yes, and the other person might say, go straight and turn left, or it's next to the cafe.
Simple directions, but powerful. Knowing these phrases makes you confident anywhere.
And confidence is everything. When you speak, even with small mistakes, you show courage. That's what truly matters.
Exactly. Learning English is not just about words, it's about connection, growth, and everyday courage.
Yes, and every sentence you say builds a stronger version of you.
Let's give our listeners a small reminder. You don't need to speak perfectly, just consistently. A few minutes of English every day is better than hours once a month.
Yes, progress comes quietly, like sunrise. One small sentence, one new word, one smile of confidence.
And that's what chat like a native truly means. Not to be perfect, but to be present, real, and brave enough to speak.
Well said, Emily. And to everyone listening, be proud of every word you say today. You're growing step by step.
Even if you remember just one phrase from today, you're already improving.
Yes, so keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't stop learning.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to My English Teacher. More warm and fun English stories are coming your way.
And comment one phrase you'll use today. Let's celebrate your progress together.
A small English phrase today is a big step toward your confident tomorrow.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Keep shining and keep speaking English every day.
Goodbye for now, and remember, your English journey is just beginning.